Hey everyone, I know it's been a while since I posted a video here on the channel. I've just been busy posting videos on my other channel, my main channel, Toy Bounty Hunter. So if you guys want to check that out, link is in the description below. I also explain what all this is here. This is going to be kind of the new set from here on out, making videos. Hope you guys enjoy that. But that's not really what this video is about, though. Today's video is about an article I read today on bounding into comics. I'll leave a link for that in the description below as well, so you guys could check out the article. I'll go a little bit over it here in this video, but it's really about Hugh Jackman potentially reprising his role as Wolverine in an upcoming movie. Now, we don't know for sure. We don't know if it's going to be part of the MCU. We don't know if it's going to be in a Deadpool movie. This article goes a little bit, it kind of glosses over a couple of those topics, but let's just go ahead and read the article, and I'll give a few thoughts on it, and then you guys can go ahead and comment in the section below if you guys have thoughts on this article and Hugh Jackman potentially reprising the role as Wolverine in a future movie. The Today Show announced that Jackman would appear on the show on Thursday for a huge exclusive announcement. While we were just in the dark as to what this announcement could be, as you are, it's possible it could be Avengers or X-Men related. Jackman recently spoke with people revealing that Wolverine would return to the big screen. Jackman told Willie Geist on Sunday today, "Oh, Wolverine will be back. Someone's going to buy him. I don't know who." Geist would inject, "Not you, though." Jackman would even reference the full court press Deadpool star Ryan Reynolds has put on Jackman to get him to return to the role for a team-up film. "No, but Ryan is relentless. He keeps coming back to me in all these ways, shapes, and forms," he continued. "I just don't think the world really wants to see Deadpool with Wolverine. Maybe a cameo from Deadpool. I just think it runs over it for Deadpool." Leading up to last year's Logan, Jackman had a hot and cold relationship on whether he would return to the role following the film. He had initially indicated that he could be lured back to the role, but as time went on, it seemed he changed his mind and had firmly committed to leaving the role in the past. In fact, Jackman had indicated that if Disney acquired the rights to Wolverine and there was a potential for an Avengers crossover, he would be interested in reprising the role. However, even the lure seemed to have faded for him. He even stated, "I think unfortunately the ship has sailed for me. But for someone else, I would like to see Wolverine in there." But the story doesn't end there. Sebastian Stan, who plays the Winter Soldier in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, hinted Jackman might be joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe, stating, "Recently, I happened to be sitting next to Hugh Jackman. I didn't know what other awkward thing I could talk about, but to be like, 'Am I going to see you soon?' I don't know. But he said a couple of things to me, and I'll just leave it at that. Otherwise, I feel like I'm going to get into trouble with somebody." Wow, so it looks like there's a pretty good chance that we could see Hugh Jackman reprise the role of Wolverine in an upcoming Avengers movie, or maybe in an upcoming MCU movie. Now, I don't know how they would write him into the story to make it make any sense. Of course, fans would love this. They would just eat this up. And Jackman has said, hey, look, he'd be down to do it. But then he kind of relented a little bit and said, hey, you know what? That ship has sailed. But I don't know. I think with the right amount of money and the right script, I think that he would do it. I mean, the one good thing about Hugh Jackman is the role of Wolverine has been one that, even though one could look at it and say he's been a little bit typecast by it, he's never been a person to really push it away. He kind of has accepted it. For many years, we saw that Mark Hamill, at least back in the day, he got typecast as Luke Skywalker. That really affected his career post Star Wars initially, but then it kind of helped them further down the line. I think with Hugh Jackman, it's the complete opposite. He didn't really take badly to it when he was, in some ways, one could look at it and say he might have been typecast a little bit as Wolverine. He kind of embraced it. He never really looked at it as a bad thing and never really said anything about it negatively. Not that I'm saying that Mark Hamill necessarily said anything bad about the Luke Skywalker character, but you could definitely see that there was a bit of probably chagrin. Same thing with Amy Jo Johnson, the actress that played Kimberly Hart, aka the original Pink Ranger on Power Rangers. Initially, after Power Rangers had ended, she kind of wanted to distance herself from that role. And it wasn't until maybe recently, within the last couple of years, where she started to embrace the role of Kimberly, aka the Pink Power Ranger, a little bit more, and started, doing conventions and things of that nature. So with Hugh Jackman, I don't think that's ever been a problem. He's always been very proud of portraying Wolverine, and it's something he's been doing for almost 20 years now. I mean, think about it. X-Men came out back in 2000? We're in 2018 now. So, I mean, he has played this character for nearly 2 decades at this point. So to see him reprise, it's almost to that point where you see you've seen Hugh Jackman play Wolverine so much, it's really hard to imagine somebody else play that role. I'm not saying that somebody else can't, and that somebody else can't do it necessarily, that somebody won't necessarily do it better, but it's really hard to imagine somebody outside of him playing that role at this point. I think it would be fitting for him, at least initially, to take on that role if he is going to be in the MCU. And as far as him saying that nobody would want to see a Deadpool Wolverine movie, I beg to differ. I think there's several people that would love to see a team-up movie between Wolverine and Deadpool, kind of like a little bit of an Odd Couple type of deal. I mean, you have Wolverine, who's going to be a lot more serious, and of course Deadpool is going to be the one busting his balls all the time. So I think, like, as a good kind of like buddy team-up movie, superhero team-up movie, I think it could work with the right script, of course. I think the reason why Hugh Jackman probably thinks that it wouldn't work is because he would probably expect the movie to be a bit more serious than what has been happening with the Deadpool movies with Ryan Reynolds, where they're action, but they're that action kind of comedy. I think he would probably want something to be a little bit more dramatic that would bring out more of his acting than just, goofing off with Ryan Reynolds, who's a friend of his, for the better part of an hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours. So I disagree, like I said, with him. I think people would want to see that movie, but I think you would have to find a good medium. You'd have to find a good middle ground for both those characters to really shine so that they work well together. I think it could work, but I guess we'll have to wait and see if that's something that's a possibility in the future. It's hard to say now. And as far as Wolverine appearing in the MCU, I would love to see that. Of course, we'll have to wait till Thursday to see if that is what's going to happen. And looks like Sebastian Stan, aka the Winter Soldier, Bucky from the MCU, he knows a little bit more than he's let on. So maybe it's already a done deal, and we're just waiting for Hugh Jackman to say it this Thursday on the Today Show. So after that, I guess we'll know. We'll have our answer. But what do you guys think about this? Would you guys like to see Hugh Jackman reprise the role of Wolverine, or is he done? Is that enough? Was Logan the best send-off for Hugh Jackman being the Wolverine character? Should he just call it quits and let's go ahead and bring in somebody new to play the role of Wolverine? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd really like to know. Until next time, thank you guys so much. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel here. Hit that bell notification so that you don't miss a video, and please hit the like button. That really helps out in these videos. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say about this. I'm John, and that's just my take.